Hi, Cooper Glover 1972, back with another video. Um, maybe I'm doing too many videos a day, I'm not sure. This is the fourth video I've done today. Um, I didn't work today. Um, Wanted to kill some time, maybe. I should be watching some films or something, maybe take a look at some films. There's a film tonight that's going to expire at midnight Pacific Standard Time, so it'll be expiring at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's a film called The Ninth Configuration. It's a film directed by William Peter Blatty. He wrote the novel The Exorcist that the movie The Exorcist was based on. Um, I don't know too much about the movie. I don't really know anything about it. But it's on a movie streaming service called Mubi, MUBI. Um, all I know is when I look at the picture for it, advertising it on the website, there's Jesus Christ on the cross, and I guess he's on the moon, and there's an astronaut next to him on the moon. So that looks kind of intriguing. So I think I'm going to try to take a look at it tonight, right after I do this video. I also mentioned in a previous video that now it's less than 19 days, but maybe it's like 17 days or so. A movie called Black Sunday by Mario Bava, starring Barbara Steele, will no longer be on Mubi. It's still on right now. It's you can subscribe for free. You won't be charged until I think after 7 days. I thought it was a month, but maybe now it's 7 days, and you can cancel any time. But I like to watch some of the films. Some of them they're not the greatest in my opinion, but they have some good ones. They had a good one called The Distance, which was a Spanish movie. I guess it was shot in Russia. Very weird movie. There's like um, a like a chimney, not a chimney, like a pipe with steam coming out of it, reciting haikus, and these dwarfs and this clay guy, German clay guy. What else was in that movie? If I can't remember, but it's a weird movie. It doesn't really make much sense, but I enjoyed it. Even though it didn't make any sense, I enjoyed that. They've had some other good movies on there. They had a Vittorio De Sica one with not a Vittorio. It was directed by Rossellini. It was shot in the 50s, I believe, and Vittorio De Sica acted in it. And it was set during the time that the Nazis were occupying Italy. And he either is an imposter or he really is in the military, the Vittorio De Sica character. And there's been some other interesting movies on Mubi. Just yesterday they had The Red and the White, which is a Hungarian movie. It was basically just filled with lots of action, like people running and people chasing each other on horseback, and but it wasn't too bad. Some of them I find kind of I didn't find that great. Like Stray Cat Blues, not Stray Cat Blues, it's a Rolling Stones song, I think, but Stray Cat Rock, I think it's called, about these Japanese girls in the 70s, like rebelling. I guess it's supposed to signify something like the occupation of America by occupation of Japan by America. But at any rate, they do show some good movies. They showed Scarlet Street, that's by Fritz Lang with Edward G. Robinson. Really good movie. I can't highly recommend that enough. That's a film directed by Fritz Lang. But anyways, enough of that. So what we're gonna do for this video, we got a box set and we got another movie. So I'll show the box set first. It's Herzog Che. There's Kinski right there. Oh, that's not. I mean, that's Herzog right there, and then you have Kinski on the other side. Klaus Kinski passed away, I think, in 1991. He wrote an autobiography, and I can't remember the title of it. But anyways, you have a picture of Herzog there, and the different roles that Klaus Kinski was playing in these particular movies. So let's take a look at this. Now, this is a really good movie. It's one of my favorites. It influenced Apocalypse Now, Aguirre, The Wrath of God. In the mid-16th century, after annihilating the Incan Empire, Gonzalo Pizarro, Alejandro Rapulas, leads his army of conquistadors over the Andes into the heart of the most savage environment on Earth in search of the fabled city of gold, El Dorado. As the soldiers battle starvation, Indians, the forces of nature, and each other, Don Lope de Aguirre, Klaus Kinski, the Wrath of God, is consumed with visions of conquering all of South America and revolts, leading his own army down a treacherous river on a doomed quest into oblivion. Featuring a seething, controlled performance from Kinski, this masterpiece from director Werner Herzog is an unforgettable portrait of madness and power. And it's got these great commentaries on each of them with director Herzog and Norman Hill. Theatrical trailer. It doesn't really have too many special features, but this is a great movie. Klaus Kinski's performance in this is just brilliant, in my opinion. You can see here. Maybe I should pull this out. I think I will pull it out to show you, because I think you should take a look at this picture. That's him with his daughter right there. He's very twisted. I think he's based on Hitler, the character, but he's talking about things like marrying his daughter, trying to kill one of his superiors, trying to gain leadership of the group. But, it's plotting and scheming and let's see if I can get this. Oh, I have it the wrong way, I think. But just plotting and scheming. And anyways, they meet Native Americans on the trip down the Amazon. They encounter savage people that attack them. But a really good movie, excellent movie. Next up, we have Nosferatu. It's a remake of the 1920s film that had Max Schreck in it and was directed by who directed the original Nosferatu? Oh, F.W. Murnau, I believe. Yes. And I do have a film, I'll show it later. It's called Interview with the Vampire, and it stars Willem Dafoe as Max Schreck and John Malkovich as F.W. Murnau. That's not a bad movie. So this goes, the immortal classic returns to life. It is 1850 in the beautiful, perfectly kept town of Wismar. Jonathan Harker, Bruno Ganz, who I believe played Hitler in another movie called The Bunker, if I'm not mistaken, is about to leave on a long journey over the Carpathian Mountains to finalize real estate arrangements with a wealthy nobleman. His wife Lucy, Isabella Johnny, begs him not to go and is troubled by a strong premonition of danger. Despite her warnings, Jonathan arrives 4 weeks later at a large, gloomy castle Out of the mist appears a pale, wraith-like figure with a shaven head and deep sunken eyes who identifies himself as Count Dracula, Klaus Kinski. The events that transpire slowly convince Harker that he is in the midst of a vampire. What he doesn't know, however, is the magnitude of danger he, his wife, and his town are about to experience as victims of the Nosferatu. So, but this is a good film on its own. I don't know if you really got a nice poster there, right? That looks very nice. I think it's a good film and it can stand on its own, and I don't think it gets tarnished by the fact that there was a silent before it. I think it's a good remake. I think, yeah, and to me it stands on its own. So I think it does the job, of being a good movie. The next film we have up is a film I'm not as wild about, I believe. It's called Wojciech. I believe this was a stage play before it was a movie. In Werner Herzog's brilliant adaptation of Greg Buchner's Wojciech, Klaus Kinski delivers a wild and stunning performance in a role only he could play. Franz Wojciech Kinski is a hapless, hopeless soldier, alone and powerless in society, assaulted from all sides by forces he cannot control, abused and tortured, both physically and psychologically, by commanding officers, doctors, and his unfaithful wife Marie, Eva Mates, best supporting actress at Cannes. Wojciech struggles to hold on to his humanity and his fragile sanity. In the film's shattering climax, he is finally driven over the brink into madness and murder. So maybe I should give this film another shot. But I haven't seen it in a long while. Whereas I've seen Aguirre several times. And I really enjoy Aguirre. But this film I don't know. I hesitate to put this film in that same class as Aguirre. I don't think I could. But anyways, that's Wojciech. Then we have another film. It's another legendary collaboration between the two of them. It's called Fitzcarraldo. I believe he's playing an American, maybe not. Dare to Dream the Impossible. That's like the byline. Peru. Iquitos is a town isolated in the middle of the jungle at the turn of the century. On the outskirts, a few shacks are rotting in the mud. In the center are the splendid houses of the nouveau riche rubber barons. It is in this setting, rich in grotesque contrast, that Brian Sweeney Fitzgerald, Fitzcarraldo, as the natives call him, has his dream of bringing together Enrico Caruso and Sarah Bernhardt for one great celebration of grand opera. To finance his fantastic dream, Fitzcarraldo decides to exploit a vast area of rubber trees growing beyond the impassable Okoyedov Falls. In order to circumvent this barrier, he literally has his huge steamboat lifted over a mountain from one branch of the river to the other. With the aid of a tribe of Indians bewitched by records featuring the voice of the greatest singer of all time, Fitzcarraldo fights fever, mosquitoes, and suffocating heat to achieve the impossible. There is a documentary, and I don't know where I put it. I think it's in the boxes. It would be nice to show it with this, but I guess I will show it when we get there. Nice poster for this. There's a documentary about this movie by Les Blank. Les Blank is no longer alive. He died maybe a few years ago. But as you see here, the South American Indians, they're pulling the ship over a mountain, and it's not miniatures that they use in the film to achieve this effect. They actually take a life-size boat, a big boat, and they literally bring it up a mountain with, like pulleys and ropes. And so I think it's a documentary which is called Burden of Dreams, which is a Criterion. That Werner Herzog's been accused of one of the Native Americans been dying, like getting buried under the mud while they were pulling the ship up, and like he was getting killed or something, but that never happened. But the way the footage was shot or cut or so forth, it confuses you. So, and the thing about Werner Herzog is he likes to do extreme, dangerous things. Like I think his newest film, he was like, maybe he was hanging from a helicopter over a volcano. He did a film called Grizzly Man. I don't think he was near the Grizzlies, but the subject of his documentary got killed by the Grizzlies. What other films has he done where he's done very daring stuff? He's known for his very daring spirit. The next one's Cobra Verde. The slaves will see their masters and grow wings. In their final collaboration, Werner Herzog directs Klaus Kinski in the remarkable tale of Francisco Manuel de Silva, the flamboyant 19th century Brazilian bandit known as Cobra Verde. When the owner of a sugar plantation unknowingly hires the barefoot gun-toting thief to keep his slaves in check, he gets more than he bargained for as Cobra Verde, in short order, impregnates all of his boss's daughters. In revenge, he is sent on an impossible and deadly mission to sail to the west coast of Africa and reopen the slave trade. Not only does Cobra Verde succeed at this, he goes on to lead an unstoppable army of women in a savage war against the local king. Filmed on location with a cast of hundreds, Cobra Verde is a tale of adventure, greed, and betrayal. It is a story of two worlds in collision and of the man who was trapped between them. So, recently I saw on Facebook, I guess they're called something like master classes. There's a number of celebrities that have done them. There's a poster there. Nice artwork for this box set. But there's these courses. I think they're called something like the master classes. They have people like Aaron Sorkin from The West Wing talking about how to write screenplays. Hans Zimmer, he's a movie composer. He talks about how you can like use. I don't know if he says GarageBand. He says like use your computer to create music. And then another one of the people that's doing these master classes is Werner Herzog himself, telling you about filmmaking, like saying, I think in the ad he says you can learn it in 2 weeks. He's saying we're not garbage collectors, we're explorers. I'm taking like quotations from what he said in the particular video. He says storyboards. What did he say about storyboards? Are for cowards. I think that's what he said. I don't know. Each director has his own. That's just a text from my brother. I'll take a look at that in a second, but probably my brother. Anyways, let's get back to this. So, anyways, Werner Herzog, he says storyboards are for cowards, and I don't know if you're making a film like The Matrix or Raiders of the Lost Ark or the Terminator 2 or Fight Club, you're going to need storyboards to really detail things out and get things right. But maybe in other senses of making other movies, you can't witness spontaneity. Maybe that's what he means by that. I'm not quite sure. And then last off with this box set, you get My Best Fiend. a film about the tempestuous yet legendary working relationship between two creative giants of the film industry. A chain of coincidences brings the 13-year-old schoolboy Werner Herzog together with Klaus Kinski to the same apartment in Munich. In an unabated 48-hour fit of rage, Kinski immediately proceeds to lay waste to all the furniture, the first of many such fits to come. Herzog therefore knows what awaits him when, some years later, he engages Kinski to work with him on Aguirre, The Wrath of God, their first film together. 4 more films would follow. My Best Fiend is a film about the love-hate relationship between director Werner Herzog and Klaus Kinski, utterly puzzling to others. It reveals the deep trust between 2 exceptional artists and their independently and simultaneously hatched plans to murder one another. So, I don't know. Werner Herzog likes to really pump things out of, he likes controversy, I guess. He likes to, get attention. Maybe it's good publicity, for him. So, in case you're wondering what that ringing the bell is, that's my phone somebody sending me a text. I think it's my brother. So I'll answer him right after I get out of this video. Anyways, that's the Kinski box set, and then the next movie is a Criterion. I really like this movie. It was the first film shot on a red camera, which is I think it was one of the first digital cameras to become very well used in the film industry. In fact, when the Hobbit films were made, not only was it shot in 3D, but they were shot on red cameras. But I think by that time the technology was even more advanced than it was in this particular movie. Che by Steven Soderbergh, starring Benicio del Toro as Che Guevara. Let me read this. Far from a conventional biopic, Steven Soderbergh's film about Che Guevara is a fascinating exploration of the revolutionary as icon, daring in its refusal to make the socialist leader into an easy martyr or a hero. Che paints a vivid, naturalistic portrait of the man himself, Benicio del Toro, in a stunning, Cannes Award-winning performance. From his overthrow of the Batista dictatorship to his 1964 United Nations trip to the end of his short life, composed of 2 parts, the first kaleidoscope view of the Cuban Revolution, and the second an all-action dramatization of Che's failed campaign in Bolivia. Che is Soderbergh's most epic vision. So, it's got 2 discs. It's got a commentary by John Lee Anderson, author of the Che Guevara Revolutionary Life. And actually, it's got 3 discs. I'm sorry, an audio commentary with Anderson as well. There, the trailer's on the first disc, and then on the 3rd disc you get Making Che, a new documentary featuring Soderbergh, producer Laura Bickford, actor-producer Benicio del Toro, and writers Peter Buckman and Benjamin van der Veen, interviews with participants and historians of the Cuban Revolution and Che's Bolivian campaign, End of a Revolution, a short documentary made in Bolivia right after Che's execution in 1967, Che and the Digital Cinema Revolution, an original video piece looking at the red camera and its effect on modern film production, deleted scenes, and a booklet featuring essay by critic Amy Taubin. This is nicely designed. I like this movie. I've watched it a few times. It's a long movie. It's probably close to 4 hours or so. So you get Cuba right here, and you get Bolivia and South America over there. I have to say I wasn't always a fan of Steven Soderbergh. I think the first film I saw of his was Sex, Lies, and Videotape. And I don't know, it just didn't get me. Maybe I'd like it more now. I haven't seen it in a long time. But I did like Aaron Brockovich. I thought that wasn't a bad movie. I haven't seen the Oceans movies. I don't know what they're like. Anyways, you get this booklet. Like communist Cuban star, I suppose. There he is with Castro, I believe. Of course, you know, a fair amount of people say that Che Guevara was not the greatest guy in the world. But you know, regardless of what you think of Che Guevara, I think this is a really good movie. You know, yeah. So, and it's a very rewatchable movie. So, at any rate, that's the booklet, and then you have it's you know, Criterion. You really get some nice design and custom-made artwork, and you get a poster there. That's really nice. So that's Che for you. Anyways, that's the end of the video. I forgot that I have David Lean movies. I think that's what I'm going to do next. I think David Lean deserves his own video. I don't think I should combine it with Coppola. Coppola would probably be the next one. So this particular video I forgot to mention in the previous videos that I had Herzog Che box set. It was at the end there. I couldn't see it from where I'm sitting in my desk. But at any rate, so we're going to go David Lean, probably Coppola, Twilight Zone box set, Samuel Fuller movies, Alejandro Jodorowsky movie. Oh wait, Rome television show, the 2 seasons it had. Alejandro Jodorowsky box set, James Cameron, and then we have what I consider to be, for me, the 2 greatest films of the 21st century. So that will do it for this video. Thanks for watching. Check out my other stuff, poetry, my short storyboard treatment film of called Cost of Love #3, my digital filmmaking class film, Dirty Dog, my poetry, did I say poetry? And GarageBand music. Hits on those would be appreciated. But like I say, you know, everybody has their lives and they have things to do. So, you know, deliberate, you know, as to which you want to watch. I understand, you know, you only have so much time to watch things. And you know, if you're watching these particular collection videos, and you're watching, of course, I'll use it, you know, watched Kieslowski and Polanski, or Bergman and Troll, or Chaplin and who was the other guy? Chaplin and who did I include in that other video? Well, anyways, or Vigo and Godard and Dreyer. You can fast forward over any of those directors and go to the next guy, or you know, whatever, you know, just I try to group things together. Like I didn't really put Pasolini. I put all Pasolini's films together, for example, but the only place you're going to find them is on disc part 7, which is the Italian films. So anyways, that about does it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'm going to try and do some more videos in the next days or weeks. So be on the lookout, and thanks again for watching, and we'll see you soon. Okay, thanks. Bye.